Hello and welcome to this full body stretch and release. So we're just going to start today in a comfortable seated position. So just finding whatever position feels comfortable for you and your body today. We'll relax the shoulders down away from the ears, finding length through the spine, tucking the chin slightly in towards the chest. And whenever you're ready, you can close the eyes. And we'll just begin by focusing our attention on the breath, how it's moving in the body today. Any feelings that are coming up. And just sitting with these feelings, not trying to change, not trying to judge anything. And we'll start to slowly deepen our breath here. So inhaling, we want our inhale to come into the chest, lifting up the chest and expanding the abdomen, and then exhaling to release from the abdomen, lowering the chest. And again, so just focusing on inhaling from above and exhaling from below. You can also bring one hand to the chest and one hand to the stomach, and feeling the breath move in the body. Taking a full deep inhale and a long slow exhale. Breathing in and out through the nose. So really just giving yourself this time to tune in to where you are now and getting yourself ready for the practice. So we want the breath to guide the practice today. So making sure wherever you are, every pose feels comfortable, not trying to strain or push the body. And using the breath as a guide for each movement. So we'll stay here for a few more breaths. Making sure the mind is still centered on the breath. And then when you're ready, we'll start to bring some slow movement into the body, starting with circles with the head, dropping the chin towards the chest, bringing the left ear to the left shoulder, coming up and back down. Inhaling as we come up, and exhaling as we go down. And if you feel any tension in a specific area, you can just stay here, breathing into that tension, just releasing it out. And then when you're ready, we'll reverse the circles, bringing opposite ear to opposite shoulder. Moving nice and slowly, using the breath as a guide. From here, we'll bring the full upper body into our circles. So inhaling, we're bringing the chest forwards, looking forwards, and exhaling to round through the spine. Again, following the breath with the movement. And here we'll change directions. And whenever you're ready, we'll bring the gaze back to center, neutral spine. And bring the right hand to the ground, lifting up, finding length through the left arm. And if it feels good, you can come down onto the right forearm, making sure both sitting bones are still grounded. And just breathing into the side of the body. And inhaling as we come back to center, and exhaling to fold to the other side. Again, keeping that length in the side body, not pushing or straining, making sure you can breathe easily. And inhaling as we slowly come back up. From here, we'll bring the hands out in front, just to wherever feels comfortable, relaxing the head down towards the floor, feeling a stretch all through the back. And on your next inhale, slowly making your way back up. And from here, we'll swing the legs to one side, coming forwards. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, dropping the belly and looking forwards. Coming into cat-cow here, exhaling as we round the spine, looking towards the belly button. And inhaling as we come forwards. So moving with your own breath here. Each inhale, we're dropping the belly, keeping the shoulders down, looking forwards. And exhaling as we round. You can also find a movement side to side here. Just finding what feels good in your body today. And again, if you feel any tension in a certain part of the body, certain part of the stretch, you can just stay here, breathing into the tension. And on our next exhale, we'll bring the hips back towards the heels, bringing the forehead to the mat, coming into our child's pose. Reaching forwards with the arms, finding length all through the spine, and just breathing here. And on our next inhale, we're going to come into a flow. So inhaling to reach the arms above the head, bending backwards, and exhaling to release back down into our child's pose. And then on our next inhale, coming forwards, dropping the belly, looking forwards, and exhaling to round back, bringing the hips back onto the heels. Inhaling as we reach up this time, and exhaling to release back into our child's pose. So here you can just find your own rhythm, what feels good for you, following the breath. So every exhale coming back into child's pose, and every inhale alternating between lifting up or coming forwards into cow. And if it ever gets too much on the back, you're welcome to just stay in child's pose here. So just remembering to keep the movement inside the breath here. And then on our next inhale, as we reach up, we'll stay here. You have the option to also bring the hands down towards the heels for a deeper back bend. Again, just making sure you're not pushing or straining. And the breath comes easily here. And inhaling to lift ourselves back up, and exhaling back into our child's pose. Just for a couple of rest breaths here. On your next inhale, slowly making your way back up. And from here, we're going to tuck the toes under, push the hips back into downward dog, keeping length through the spine. And here you can pedal the feet out, bringing one heel to the floor at a time, if that feels good for you. And inhaling as we step our left foot up between the hands, coming into a low lunge, dropping the back knee onto the floor, shoulders down away from the ears. And we'll bring our right hand down onto the mat, lifting up through the left hand. Finding a twist in the upper body. Inhaling in and exhaling to release back down. From here we'll come into our half splits. So flexing the toes, straightening the front leg, and bringing the head down towards the knee. And again, just finding a position that feels comfortable in your body. Keeping the hips facing forwards. And coming back forwards into our low lunge. And heel toeing the front foot to the side of the mat. Bringing both hands to the center. And finding a stretch in the inner thigh here. And if it feels good, you can also drop down onto the forearms here for a slightly deeper stretch. And if this all feels too much, you can also just stay in the low lunge here. Just breathing into the stretch. And slowly coming back up, bringing the foot back into center, pressing up on the back knee, and exhaling back into our downward facing dog. Again, pushing away from the mat with the hands, finding length through the spine. You can pedal out the feet once again here. And this time we're going to lift our right leg forwards between the hands, coming into our low lunge, looking forwards. And from here, bringing our left hand onto the mat, reaching up through the right hand. Really reaching up with our right hand. And on an exhale, we'll release the hand back down. And from here, straightening through our front leg, dropping the head towards the knee, flexing the toes, keeping the hips facing forwards. And again, just breathing here. And then on your next inhale, we'll bend through the front leg, coming forwards, inhaling in and exhaling to push back into our downward facing dog. And this time we're going to bring our left leg forwards, bending the knee, coming into our pigeon pose. So feeling a strong stretch in the glutes here, maybe relaxing the upper body down. Just breathing into this stretch. And if this feels too much, you're also welcome to go back into child's pose here, or find another comfortable position that feels good for you. And we'll just stay here for a couple more breaths. And then slowly coming back up, pushing up from the hands, back into our tabletop, and exhaling back into downward dog, this time changing sides, bringing our right leg in, and again relaxing the whole upper body down if that feels good in your body. And we'll just stay here, releasing through the hip, remembering the breath. Just a couple more breaths here. And then slowly bring yourselves back up. Again, coming into our tabletop position. And this time swinging the legs to one side, bending the knees and hugging forwards. Bring the head towards the knees. And just really feeling the breath in the chest and the stomach here. And when you're ready, slowly lifting back up. And from here, we're going to bring the back to the mat, bringing the feet so you can just reach them with the hands. We're going to come into bridge pose here, so making sure the lower back is tucked under on the floor. And inhaling to lift the hips up, lifting the hands behind the head. And exhaling to lower everything back down. And here, just moving with your own breath. Inhaling as we reach up, and exhaling as we relax the whole body back down onto the floor. And the next time you inhale, we're just going to hold here, keeping the chin slightly tucked, lifting the hips up towards the sky, pressing through the heels, finding length in the arms, and breathing. And exhaling to slowly release back down, bringing the knees into the chest, just rolling out here, just releasing all through the back. And you can also come into happy baby as well here if that feels good for you. Bring the hands inside the knees, catching hold of the inside of the foot. Moving the legs slowly from side to side. And releasing once again, just hugging the knees in towards the chin. From here, we'll inhale as we straighten the legs. And exhaling as we bend them back down towards the chin. And again, moving with your own breath here, inhaling as we straighten, and exhaling as we bend. Just allowing any fluids from the legs to drain here. Moving nice and slowly. Without locking the knees as we straighten. And once the knees come down to the chest, we'll hug them in. Hugging the left leg in towards the chest and bringing the right leg out long. Keeping the shoulders down away from the ears here. And from here, bringing our left hand out to the side and crossing the left leg over towards the right side. Gaze towards the left arm, making sure both the shoulder blades are grounded on the floor. It doesn't matter if the knee reaches the floor or not. And just breathing into this twist here. And on your next inhale, bringing everything back to center. And we'll swap sides, bringing the right knee into the chest now. Again, relaxing the shoulders down. And when you're ready, bringing the right arm out to the side, crossing the right leg over towards the left, and gaze towards the right arm. Remembering both our shoulder blades are grounded here, not trying to force the knee to the floor, just finding a nice gentle twist. And inhaling as we come back to center, exhaling to straighten out the leg. And we'll come into our final relaxation here. So you can either finish in Shavasana, or you can also finish the class in a seated meditation. So just finding whatever position feels good for you. Making any final adjustments. Slowly closing the eyes. And we'll begin to bring our focus to the right foot. So relaxing the right foot into the lower leg into the upper leg, and the upper leg into beingness. Now over to the left side, relaxing the foot into the lower leg into the upper leg, and the upper leg into beingness. Relaxing through the stomach, through the chest, just allowing the breath to be soft and natural. Releasing any tension, relaxing through the hands, through the lower arm and the upper arms, relaxing the shoulders down, and just allowing the whole body to feel heavy. Bringing the attention to the face, just allowing the facial expression to completely relax, letting go of any tension you might be holding in the forehead, in the cheeks, or in the jaw. Just allowing the face to become soft. And just feeling a deep sense of relaxation all through the body. Noticing any sensations or energy. Noticing how the body feels now compared to when you first started. Just relaxing into these feelings. And we'll come into the silent part of our relaxation now. Remembering if the mind starts to wander off, just bringing it back to the breath, back to this present moment. And then when you're ready, bringing some slow movement back into the body, maybe moving the fingers and the toes, moving the head from side to side, slowly waking back up. And whenever you're ready, we'll come back into a seated position. And we'll finish the class here. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. Namaste.